So I'm just going to go straight into it, if that's okay with you. This is Lifehacking 101. My name is James, and I'm going to go quick, because I like to move fast. First thing I need is a volunteer to come up on the stage really, really quick. One person to run up, come on up. And I want you to do pretty much nothing. Just come stand here for a moment. Stand here. Notice anything different? Anything strange? No? Anything at all? No?
No.
Smell anything? No?
No.
All right, take a seat. So my first introduction of a life hack is I essentially stopped using soap and shampoo 2.5 years ago. Paul did not notice. None of you noticed. Apparently, you don't really need this, or so I found. My skin became extremely smooth afterwards. Hair was fine. It turned out to be quite an experience. No girlfriend, no friend, no one's ever noticed. So good times, little things you can discover when you experiment. So I want you all to go to your neighbor. Tell your neighbor one experiment you've done. Tiny little thing. Could be anything in the world. Just one thing you've done. Tell your neighbor. Health, fitness, nutrition, relationships, anything. One little thing you've done. Brownie points if it's really odd. I hear a laugh. I'm going to ask you to volunteer. Jennifer? Is it you? That's an amazing name because my twin sister is named Jennifer. So I'm going to ask Jennifer to tell us one little experiment either she's done or her partner has done. So everyone pay attention to Jennifer. I want to move on. So what do you got? Yeah.
Is it? Hey, I'm Jen. How you doing? Hi, it's nice to meet you all. It's nice to meet you. The only thing that I could think of is a little bit probably inappropriate, but trying to get him to come out of his shell. I run a Rocky Horror Picture Show, or I did before I moved here. Go team! And when I first met him, he was very closed off. He was like, "Oh, what's that? I don't know what." Sending me messages, and we were talking and whatnot. I'm like, it's this thing. You dress like a drag queen, you come in, it'll be great. And I scared him. I frightened him, and he didn't take me seriously at first, And he shows up to my first event, and everybody's in drag. So we had to do baby steps with him. So the first time I was like, "Why don't you put on a little bit of eyeliner, just a little bit of eyeliner, And so, broke it down, and now he's all free. He's like, "Yeah, let's go party, let's get crazy, go Rocky Horror." Yells all the callbacks and everything. Nice talking to you people, it's great.
That was the best one I've ever heard. Wow. Okay, so little things, experiments like that break boundaries. Here's a few of mine. I'm not going to go into them. I've done 50 plus deprivation experiments, supplementation, gone without cell phones for 3 months. I've done 10-day silent meditations and a whole bunch of other fun stuff. And while doing this, I've also been tracking my results. Every single goal I've had for the last 5 years, my productivity, my enjoyment, and my fulfillment on every single day. So I have a lot of data about myself because of these experiments. You can see things that go up and down. This is just some of it. But for you, we're going to get into a few life hacks so you can start experimenting yourself. Heart, body, and mind. And we're going to start with the heart. So this is a little bit of a game, a little bit of a challenge. So I'm going to ask you all to see how good you are at identifying emotions. So, pop quiz. What is she feeling right now? You can talk to your neighbor, but I need it in 5, 4, 3, 2. What is she feeling? Frightened and back with the room. What? Revulsion. Over here. Frightened. All right, we have, good deal. We have some good people in the audience. Okay, we've got 4 more, so half of you got that. What is he feeling? Happy. What else we got? Uncertain. We had some uncertainty in the answers. Content. Happiness. Okay, we have a few people here. I usually do this with teams. It's more fun. But what is this guy feeling? Got it. Anyone else in the back of the room? constipated. Maybe, okay. So I like it. What we're seeing is, with the power of the crowd, we have better answers. So anger. And let's see about him. Relaxed. Asleep. Yeah? And he is embarrassed. We didn't get that one. Okay. Last one. What is she feeling? Okay. Anyone else? Angry. You notice how it's actually much harder than you realize to identify these things. You need to practice. We have some people in the room who are fantastic, including you. So kudos to you, Chad. All right. So let's talk about happiness really briefly. What is happiness comprised of? Where does it come from? There are three major components, so a little pop quiz, so you know. What's the 10% stand for? What's the 50 and what's the 40? Anyone have an idea? Food is happiness. We'll give that the 50%. Okay. The Seahawks winning is happiness. That's 100%. Maybe. And anyone want to guess? 50% sleep. So we've got some varied answers. Most people say, I want to be happy. This is what I really care about, but we don't know. It comes from your genes. About 50% of the variance in your happiness is genetically ascribed. You can't do much about that. 10% comes from your life circumstances, where you're working, where you're living, things like that. You used to think that's much bigger, but in the end, the chronic happiness, not so key. The biggest chunk, the 40% of the pie, is your intentional activities. So what you do, where you spend your time, where you spend your effort and your perception. That is really critical for overall happiness. So you can hack that area and make a large change. So to do that, some of my favorites, we're not going to get into all of it, but paying attention, it's been a theme, that mindfulness, friends, relationships. If you want to boil it down to, mostly relationships, that'll do a lot of good for your happiness. So the hugs we did earlier really helps. And I love this one, this last one on emotional side. This is fun if you read it and you think about it. So what is this? This is reframing. This is basically taking a story and reframing it into a slightly more positive, constructive way. Don't want to go Pollyanna, don't want to go crazy, be realistic, but try to perceive it in a more profitable, constructive way. It's a powerful way, technique. I use it all the time. And I just want to do a pop quiz. You know what this is? Since we're talking about the heart, we have a hint there. This is oxytocin. What is an emotion? What is love? Neurohormones. So in your body, in your mind, you have emotions that pop around. Get to know these and get to manage them a little better, and you can manage your life. So one trick, one little life hack for that. If you're feeling angry or upset or whatnot, your amygdala is going rapid fire, all these emotions. For 6 seconds, they pump from the brain to the body. And what you can do if you distract yourself, intentional distraction for that 6 seconds, which is about the lifespan of emotion, of a basic neurohormone, you can get past some of this, or at least give you a fighting chance. So 6-second pause is essentially where I'm going to think of my 6 favorite friends, or my 6 favorite travel destinations, my 6 favorite ice cream flavors. Distract yourself cognitively using prefrontal cortex to try to fight the overriding emotion from the amygdala. So a simple little hack. I like this one. Now we're going to move into body, so I got to get you moving, and I think you all got to stand up for this one. Please take it. I'm going to have anyone raise their hand if they say they don't have enough time to exercise. We have some honest people in the room. So 7-minute workout is a nice science-based workout. It's not enough. It's just a very good start. So I'm going to have you do a little bit of that with me. You can do it in 7 minutes. Ideally, you want to do 3 of these back to back, so 21 minutes, and you want to do it really intense, so you're really going out at it. We're just going to do one, and I think for fun, we're going to do the standing on a chair one. So please grab a chair, step up 3 times, and come back down. I'm going to do it here without falling. 3 times. You can do this anywhere. See, playing on furniture is a good thing. You can do this with your body pretty much anywhere, so no one has the excuse, I don't have enough time to exercise. You can do it anywhere. Take a seat. Let's go into food. So everyone loves to eat. What is this? It's a magic fork. It's called the Happy-Fork. What does it do? It tells you to eat more slowly. It like vibrates. It reminds you to eat more mindfully. So imagine you're trying to eat, and it tells you to slow down. Really helpful for losing weight, right? Cool tool. What about this one? Let's go into one more favorite with food. This is called Soylent. It is not made of people. It is a nutritional drink that was invented less than a year ago in the Valley. It is designed to replace all macro and micronutrients. So people live on this. They eat nothing. They drink their food, which is weird to people. But it also may save you time and may be more healthy because you're not eating SAD, which is a standard American diet. So something to think about when you're optimizing your life. Maybe you want to drink your meals. Let's get into mine. This is my last category. This is a fun one. I want you all to empty your pockets. Pull out your purse, your wallet, and find one piece of clutter that you can get rid of. One piece, a receipt, an old letter, anything you want to get rid of. Take one thing out, get rid of it now, because we're going to do this. I want to see the weirdest piece of junk that we get rid of. So someone who has a good one, I want you to raise it up. I want everyone to participate. Wow, one of the audience members has a bottle of wine she's been carrying around for a while. That you should not get rid of. I'll take that one. All right, so who's got a really odd one? Anyone want to share? I don't see any oddness. Okay, what do we have right here? Is it Emily? What do you have in your hand? She's going to get rid of a luggage retrieving tag and a parking slip. See, do this often. Purge your body, purge your mind of things you don't want, don't need. It's a nice little technique for mindfulness. So I love this one. I'm going to ask you to practice it with me because if you cultivate your attention, you can do almost anything. It's magic. So I'm going to ask you please to sit with your back straight. We're going to meditate for just a moment. You can pretend that you are a mountain if that helps. Call it 1 minute meditation, but just close your eyes, focus on the breath, and just breathe. And we can come back. So we've meditated today, 1 minute. I'd recommend 2 minutes tomorrow, maybe 4 minutes the next day, maybe 8 the next day, 16, 32, 64. In 1 week, you have actually built up a pretty healthy habit. You could do it 1 minute a day, that's great, or you can do the 7-day exponential. Either approach, but it can actually help you get started and continue. So we're going to do one fun one, which is priming your brain for more creativity. I want you to get it next to someone because you need a partner at least, but ideally we have a small group. And so we're going to do a brainstorming exercise. Please scoot over to someone so you're right next to them. And I want you to bounce ideas off each other. So we've got a cohort here, I've got a cohort back there, and we've got some folks over here. So 3 groups. See the fastest you possibly can to come up with new ideas for what we're going to see on the screen. You have to give me uses of these objects or this object. Random uses, I want to hear them screamed out from these 3 groups as fast as possible. So on count, 1, 2, and what can we do with this? Come on. Make fire from it. You louder.
Crush nuts.
Crush nuts, come on. Stick. Where is it? In the water, okay, for water blockage.
Distressed jeans.
Distressed jeans, perfect, I haven't heard that one. Break a lock. Hold down paper. What else we got? Weightlifting. Perfect. Scissors. Juggling. Hot stone therapy. This back of the room, come on. I think this side is winning right now. Self-defense. Watch out. Okay, I think they're tied neck and neck. Come on, who's got the next one? Smashing windows. We get a violent crowd. You want to counter that? Top it? Grow fish. Got one more? Tenderized beef. All right, I think I'll have to give it to the back of the room. Please give yourselves a little round of applause. You guys rock. If you can time box something and get a group, you get these two little tricks, you can actually build momentum. It is more fun if we have more time to build it up. We actually do 50 in 15 minutes. It's kind of cool. So I'm going to leave you with a little bit of a code to Lifehack. So learn, prepare, act, review. Basically look at a lot of disciplines and absorb what they've learned and do it that way. This is version 1, which I started to do as a planner, as an organizer. Then I realized another way to do it is just do it. Just get out there and try something, just experiment. So pick your poison, whichever one works for you. There's no wrong way to life hack. Just try something. Try not to hurt yourself in the process. That's the main thing. So do this at home, but do it safely. I want you to hack for the rest of your life because it's fun. You can get lots of amazing opportunities if you start thinking about things in different ways. So my speaker's challenge to you, just think about 30 days. So I know some of you floss. I don't think everyone in the room flosses. See some silent nods. So we're going to teach you how to floss. This is my challenge to you. We're teaching you through science. So we love Dr. B.J. Fogg over Stanford. He has a model which is one of the most powerful formulas I've ever seen for behavior change, for changing things. So 3 components: motivation, ability, and trigger. So 3 things: motivation, ability, and trigger. Put those 3 things together at the same time, and you will hopefully build a new habit. So with flossing, let's talk about the trigger first. The T, the trigger for flossing is what? Audience? After you brush your teeth. Does everyone here brush your teeth? Because if not, we have a problem. That's a harder one. Okay, you know you're going to brush your teeth. You know you're going to put your toothbrush down. That is your trigger. You will do that every single night at 8:33 p.m., whatever it is for you, okay? Trigger, ideally you want to put your floss like next to it or on it so you don't forget, right? Your ability to floss is pretty simple. You need floss, so please go buy it today, right now, write a note, put it in your phone, remember. And then you actually might have to watch a video on YouTube if you don't know how to do it. So those are the ability side. It's actually not that hard to do ability often. And then the hardest one is motivation. So how can we hack the motivation part of flossing? Anyone have an idea? What? How would you motivate yourself to do it? More what? What would you do or think about, or how would it make you want to do it?
Give yourself some
Reward. Why not some candy after you're done? Not candy, something else, yes? So reward or punishment, reward is usually more ideal. So if you add those 3 components together and you start very small with baby steps, tiny, tiny baby steps tonight, you actually may start flossing. And I discovered this and I've been doing it 98% of the time or so since I learned this trick. So it's a powerful way. Apply BMAT, this formula, to everything you're trying to do. And if you want some tools to do this, I've got some with me. I'll share them with you. I know other speakers have shown you some, but my favorite site for finding the coolest tools, apps, gadgets for helping with this, yes, there are apps to help you floss. There's apps for everything. Go to Quantified Self, look at their guide. There's over 500 listed. Just search. You'll find some really, really cool ones. And the ones I have built, that I release open source free, are on my site, jamesnorris.org. By all means, take a look and download and use if you're so inclined. And with that, I have to say adios. Thank you so much for your time. Please feel free to contact me, and remember to hack for the rest of your life. Thank you so much.